Ngayon, we're going to discuss about the first part ng lesson natin, which is about the community, its importance, definition, elements, and approaches. Ngayon, Bunso, our main objective in studying about the module number 1, the first part, is to explain the importance of studying community dynamics in relation to applied social science, to recognize the diversity in communities, and also to analyze the community structures and processes. Okay. Now, the key questions that we're going to answer while we are studying about module number 1. First is, pakibasa. Number 1 is,
why is it important to study?
Good job. Okay, so bakit nga ba importante na pag-aralan natin ang community? Then, number 2 question, how is a community defined and viewed? So, as an overview with our topic, community situations vary. Ibig sabihin, nagbabago. Yung mga sitwasyon sa bawat community, nagkakaroon yan ng mga pagbabago. Okay? It depends. Okay? And each community has its own context and realities. Sabi nga dito, diba, those interested in working with a community must first have a clear picture and a good grasp of the entity they are trying to address. Ang tawag doon, young people, no? That is aware with community dynamics. Most likely, the young people. Okay? They also do analyzing the realities, the social realities, and get engaged to it. Now, to see, judge, and act is one of the way para mas maintindihan natin yung ating community. At para mas makapag-engage tayo dito. Bakit? Bakit to see? Bakit nasabi na kailangan nakikita natin siya? It is because, in order for you to get to know and understand the community, kailangan yung prerequisite nito is nakikita mo. Ano ba yung nangyayari within the community? Ano ang sitwasyon? 'Di ba? Para yung kumbaga parang tinatawag siyang prerequisite ng judgment and action. Para na-assess mo, 'di ba? From the word judge, para na-assess at na-analyze mo yung community base sa ano yung kaalaman mo. Ano yung nakikita mo? Ano yung dapat na gawin mo within the community? And from that, you will see to it that you do the action. 'Di ba? Ito yung napupush para gumawa, kumilos ang isang komunidad. So, dito sa module na to, we're going to answer this question, why we need to study the community. At bakit importante na pag-aralan ang komunidad. Okay? So, a community has its own definition and it also gives off the answer. Why is it important to study the community? So, mayroong iba't ibang paraan para maintindihan maintindihan at ma-appreciate natin yung community na kung saan tayo natitirahan. Wala kasi itong substitute to immersing and living. Kasi, bakit? It is because dito nangyayari yung social development, dito gumagalaw ang mga social workers, dito nangyayari yung actions ng mga tao, dito nagkakaroon ng community organizing, 'di ba? Hindi yan na-escape, hindi yan nababawasan, hindi yan pwedeng takasan. Bakit? Kasi ang tawag natin dito sa Tagalog, guys, paglubog at pagbababad. Bakit? Because understanding the community entails understanding it in several ways. No? Pwedeng ang komunidad, ma-define siya according to geographic. Pag sinabing geographic, yung lugar kung nasaan ang komunidad. 'Di ba? Saan siya nag-e-exist. Okay? So, getting a clear sense of this setting may be the key to fully understand kung ano ba talaga ang meron sa isang komunidad. So, ito yung mga aspect. Okay, here are some aspect in order for us to understand the community. First off, we have the first aspect, which is yung tinatawag natin na physical aspect. Ayan. Pwede po bang basahin what is physical aspect?
Physical aspect. Every community has a process of part. Only one building. Some geographic area or areas, they are neither defined by or attached to. It is important to know the community size and the look and the feel of its building. That is called topography. If the community is one defined by its population, then its physical properties are also defined by the population. Where they live, where they gather, these places are important to them. The characteristic of those places can tell you a great deal about people who make up the community. Their self-image, many of their attitudes and their aspirations are often reflected in places where they live or are forced by circumstance or discrimination to live, work, gather, and trade.
Okay, there you go. Good job. So, pag sinabi nating physical aspect, bawat community has its own physical aspect. It has its own physical presence. Kahit building pa yan, kahit ano pa yan, kahit na malapit sa ilog, kahit malapit sa tulay, no? It is because most community has its own geographic. Okay? Pwede siyang ma-define according to how it is being formed. Okay? So, napaka-importante na makilala o malaman natin yung laki ng isang komunidad. Okay? And, dapat maramdaman natin kung paano ba siya nag-umpisa, sino ba yung mga taong involved sa community na to, 'di ba? Okay. Ang tawag kasi natin doon ay topography. Okay? The way of understanding the community size, the look, and the field of its building. Yun ang meaning ng topography. Kapag ang community is na-define according to population, okay, then its physical properties are also defined by population, where they live, where they gather, the place that is important to them, the characteristic of these places can be tell to great deal about people who make up the community. Kasi bakit? It is because for these people, yung self-image kasi, yung attitude, yung aspirations, nagre-reflect din yan sa anong klaseng komunidad meron ka. Okay? O, pangalawang aspeto para mas maintindihan natin ang komunidad is the patterns of settlement, commerce, and industry. Pag sinabi nating patterns of settlement, commerce, and industry, it is where those physical spaces we have been discussing. Ano yung mga physical spaces na yan? Building, park, farms, 'di ba? Kagubatan, okay? The rural area, the urban area, okay? It is because community rebuild their character by where and how they create living and working spaces. No? Nare-reveal yung kung anong meron sa isang komunidad. No? Anong klaseng character meron ng isang komunidad. Sa kung papaano nabubuhay ang mga tao dito. Ano ang pinagkakakitaan? Ano? O meron bang magsasaka? Meron bang puro mga call center agent ang nakatira? Meron bang puro mga taga-Saudi? Alam mo, dito sa Morong, meron akong, nung ako'y elementary, merong isang lugar dito sa amin na, ang tawag doon, Saudi Village. Bakit siya tinawag na Saudi Village? Kasi karamihan ng mga taong nakatira sa lugar na yun is nangingibang bansa. Okay? Not literally Saudi lang sila nagpupunta. May nagpupunta rin sa Taiwan, 'di ba? Sa Saudi, sa Europe, sa Amerika, ganyan. Pero they typically call it as Saudi Village kasi karamihan ng mga naninirahan doon nangingibang bansa. Hindi para mamasyala, kundi para magtrabaho. Okay? So, yun sa patterns of settlement, commerce, and industry, doon siya pumapasok. Okay? The value the larger community places on those residents seems clear, no? So, nagiging malinaw sa kanila yon. Hindi option pa, kumbaga parang yung pagkakaroon ng low income para sa lugar na yan o sa komunidad na yun is optional lang para sa kanila. Gusto nila malaki yung kita nila kasi para ma-provide nila yung pangangailangan ng kanilang pamilya. Okay. Number 3 is yung tinatawag nating demographics. Naririnig po ba ako? Okay. Pag sinabi nating demographics, it means a vital or it is one of the vital aspect para mas maintindihan natin kung sino yung nag-create ng komunidad. It is because this is base, no? Nagbe-base ang demographics sa age, sa gender, sa race, sa ethnicity, marital status, education, even sa number ng tao na naniniran sa isang tahanan. Okay, dun siya na naka-base ang demographic, no? These and other statistics make up the demographic profile of the population. Kasi, kapag pinagsama-sama mo yan, ipinapakita nito yung clear picture ng mga tao na naninirahan sa isang komunidad. Okay? Ano yung pinagkakakitaan nila? Kasal ba yung mga naninirahan dito? Diba ilang taon na? Gano'ng kadami ang naninirahan sa isang tahanan? Kaya nga nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na census. No? Kaya meron tayong census. Kasi, tinitingnan nila yung demographic sa isang komunidad. Yan. Next one. Yung history. Okay, wait lang. Lumabis ako ng scroll. Pag sinabi nating history, it is a long-term, no? The long-term history of a community can tell you about community traditions. kung gaano na ba kahaba, kalaki, kalawak, katagal yung pagtatatag ng komunidad na yan, ipinapakita din nito kung gaano ba, no, katatag na yung komunidad na meron. Ano yung mga traditions na meron sila. Let's say, for example, ang Tanay, meron silang Tanay Honey Festival. 'Di ba? It was actually came from the history itself na rin. 'Di ba? Na madalas na ginagawa, no? Taon-taon na ginagawa bago magpiesta. Meron silang Tanay Honey Festival. Celebration na rin po 'yon ng kung paano nabuo ang kanilang komunidad, 'di ba? So, kumbaga, recent history can give an issue or information about ano ba yung mga naging conflicts, ano yung mga naging functions ng isang community, ano yung mga important issues, past and current relationship, yun yung tinitingnan sa history. Kaya kumbaga, kapag pupunta ka sa munisipyo ng bawat lugar, ng bawat bayan, may makikita ka doon na parang plaque. Tapos nakalagay doon yung history. Kailan itinatag ang komunidad na to? Sino-sino ang mga taong involved? At ano ang dahilan kung bakit pinalitan ng pangalan? 'Di ba? How is it processed? Yan, nasa history po yan. Okay, next aspect for us to understand the community is the community leaders, the formal and informal. Pag sinabi natin community leaders, let's say for example, the mayor, the activists, the public works directors, the city councilors, sila yung mga community leaders. Okay? Some community leaders are elected or appointed. Ang tawag sa kanila, formal community leaders. Sino-sino yung mga formal community leaders? Alamin natin. Una, we have mayor. 'Di ba? City councilor, formal community leader yan. Director of public works. They are formal community leaders. Okay? Other are considered leaders kasi they have their activities or meron silang mga position sa community. Halimbawa na lamang, community activist, the corporate CEO ng isang kumpanya, the college president, the doctors, the clergy, they are being considered as also a leader. Still others are recognized as leaders because they are trusted for their proven integrity, courage, or care for others and good in community. Ayan. Okay. Next aspect is community culture, formal and informal. Ayan. Sa community culture naman, kino-cover naman ito yung mga spoken and unspoken rules and traditions ng isang community. Okay? So, pwede nang i-include dito yung mga events, yung mga slogans ng isang community. Let's say, for example, the artichoke capital of the world, the norms of behavior turning a blind eye to alcohol abuse or domestic violence, to patterns of discrimination and exercise of power. Yan. Community culture and formal, informal, ito yung mga traditions. Halimbawa na lamang ang Tanay. Meron tayong Tanay Honey Festival. Ang Morong, meron din. 'Di ba? Ang Baguio, the Flower Festival. So, yun yung mga spoken and unspoken rules and traditions. Yung mga spoken rules and traditions, ito yung mga nasusulat by the book na sinusunod naman ng mga naninirahan sa isang komunidad. Okay? Then, next one is the existing groups. Pag sinabi natin existing groups, these are most of the community have an array of groups and organization. Okay? Let's say, for example, the Rotary Club, Lions Club, 'di ba? Or pwedeng faith groups, youth organization. Pag sinabing faith groups, yung mga church. Pwede rin sports team, 'di ba? Groups that is formed around shared interests, yun yung mga existing groups. Next one is the existing institution. Pag sinabi nating existing institution, ito yung mga school na. Okay? School, universities, colleges, libraries, religious institution, hospital, kabilang yan sa existing institution. Next one is the economics. Pag sinabi nating economics, these are the major employers ng community. Bakit? Kasi ito yung mga nagpo-provide o dahilan kung bakit tumatakbo ang ekonomiya ng isang komunidad. Okay? Let's say for example, the business owner, 'di ba? Or the industry is the community's base. Yung mga businesses, no, nagbibigay ng trabaho, nagpo-provide ng pangangailangan ng mga naninirahan sa isang komunidad. Yan yung sa economics. Next one is the government politics or government or politics. Pag sinabi natin government and politics, ito naman, mas maiintindihan natin ang isang komunidad according to paano ito pinatatakbo ng isang gobyerno. Let's say, for example, local government. 'Di ba? So, gaano ba katatag yung mayor? Gaano kahina ang city councils? Paano sila nagiging opposite sa isa't isa? Sinusuportahan ba nila ang isa't isa? May mga projects ba sila na nakatutulong sa komunidad? 'Di ba? Ayan, yun yung mga karaniwan na ginagawa o karaniwan na aspeto para maintindihan natin ang isang komunidad. Okay? So, let's say for example, ang mayor ng Tanay, madalas na nagkakaroon ng mga activity sa Tanay para mas makakuha o makahakot sila ng mga investors. Nang sa ganon, itong mga investors na to ang magpapasok ng negosyo sa Tanay. Tama? O, let's say for example, Tanay Town Center. Dati naman wala yung Tanay Town Center. Pero, nahikayat nila na magtayo ng Tanay Town Center. Bakit? Para makapag-provide ng trabaho para sa mga naninirahan sa Tanay. Para makapag-provide din ng mga pangangailangan ng mga taong naninirahan sa Tanay. Okay? So, ganun lang po yun. So, paano nila pinapatakbo ang local government? May mga pagkakaiba ba? Nagkakaisa ba sila? Nagkakaroon ba sila ng government structure? 'Di ba? So, nakabase ba sila sa political power? 'Di ba? Yun yung pumapasok yung government politics aspect. And then, we have the social structure naman. Pag sinabi nating social structure, itong aspect na to ay nakabase sa integration ng relationship between the areas of politics and economics. Okay? Ngayon, paano naging anong tawag dito? Naging interrelated ang politika at ang ekonomiya. Okay? Paano ba sila naging interrelated? So, how do people resolve their problem pagdating sa ganitong bagay? Do they do socialization? Or ginagamitan nila ng business? 'Di ba? So, this area includes perceptions and symbol of status and respect. Whether anong klase ng status meron ng isang tao, 'di ba? Anong entitlement na meron siya, ano yung responsibility na meron ka, 'di ba? Or both. Yun yung tinitingnan dito. So, social structure. And then, last is we have the attitudes and values. Of course, napaka-importante nito. No? Much of this area may be covered by investigation into others, particularly anong klase ng kultura mayroon sa isang komunidad. Now, the question is, what does the community care about? O ano ba yung ini-ignore nila? 'Di ba? What are residents' assumptions about proper way to behave, to dress, or to do business? 'Di ba? Ano yung mga ginagawa nila para mas maging malawak? 'Di ba? Ang kanilang connection. Paano maiwasan ng discrimination? 'Di ba? Ano yung mga norms for interactions na ginagawa ng mga tao para hindi magkaroon ng pagkakaiba sa mga opinion at saka sa background? Yan yung mga karaniwan na aspeto, no? Na tinitingnan. So, in order for us to understand the community, usually we do the community assessment. Okay? Yan yung tinatawag na community assessment. And from then, when we do the community assessment, dyan na natin makikita yung result. No? Ng ano bang klaseng meron ng kultura, no? Ang isang society. At dito, pwede nang mag-take action. 'Di ba? Pwede nang gumawa ng kaya nga nagkakaroon ng mga survey. Okay? So, that is the first part ng lesson natin sa module number 1. Okay? Community importance, definition, elements, and approaches. So, sa susunod na lesson natin, pag-aaralan naman natin yung karugtong nito, which is about the gains from understanding the community dynamics. Ano ba yung mga makukuha natin o matututunan natin once na naintindihan na natin kung anong meron sa isang komunidad. We will also discuss about the how to do an implementation of projects. Paano to nagiging complicated? And paano to mai-improve at magagawang successful. We will also discuss about the elements of community, which is about the nature and power of structure. Yan. Then, on the other part, we will also discuss about the nature of community, the structure of community, the dimensions of community, and also the 4 approaches in applying the terms in community. So, yan yung mga susunod na pag-aaralan natin sa module number 1. Okay. So, meron po ba tayong tanong or clarification regarding our topic? Okay, there you go. So, dahil wala na po tayong tanong, ayan, so hanggang dito na lang po yung lesson po natin. Okay? So, para hindi masyadong mahaba na yung discussion natin, we can